Right, 8 August 2024, and today I am very happy to be presenting my update for today, my first update for this Thursday. So tomorrow is going to be a holiday here in South Africa. That is the Friday, and then in Zimbabwe it's going to be a holiday Monday and Tuesday. So we've got a long holiday in the two countries, and most people are probably going to be traveling between the two countries. So if you're going to the borders, you must be prepared for a hectic weekend of traveling. So let's start with what's happening in ZANU-PF. And what has happened is that there is massive factionalism in ZANU-PF, and Chwienga is battling to take control of the party. So the party ZANU-PF, as he is next in line to be the president of ZANU-PF, Chwienga is trying to stamp his authority. However, he's facing a lot of challenges regarding that process. So obviously, Chwienga is the most powerful person right now in ZANU-PF. There's no one as powerful as Chwienga right now in ZANU-PF, and all the other people are challengers. So Chwienga is currently at the front and everyone else is challenging. So on your screen, this is a picture of what happened yesterday at the ZANU-PF National Youth League meeting. So this was held at ZANU-PF, and this is the annual convention of all 10 provinces. And first and foremost, you must look at the scarves that these three people are wearing. And they're all three different scarves. On the right, you've got Mohadi proudly presenting the #1 for ED. At the center, you've got Mnangagwa presenting the #1 for ED. And now look on the left. You're going to see Chwienga is not wearing the #1 for ED scarf. First and foremost, he's wearing the government scarf of Zimbabwe, not the scarf of ED. And this is deliberate. Chwienga has been setting himself up and building his image. And the image that Chwienga is building is that of a national leader, not a ZANU-PF leader. So check out what he's wearing on his suit, which is the flag of Zimbabwe. So wherever you see Chwienga, he tries to wear a national or a Zimbabwe flag, not a ZANU-PF flag. And this is a deliberate branding approach by Chwienga. So he does this everywhere where you see Chwienga. He does not wear the ZANU-PF scarf. He's trying to brand himself as a national leader. So watch this as time goes on. You're going to see the difference between Chwienga and how he's trying to build himself. He also does not attend propaganda events. So you saw that he stopped attending this event, which was day one. I told you that this was day one at Mbungo. Chwienga will never attend such an event. And similarly, yesterday, Chwienga did not attend the church event, which was held here. You see that Chwienga is not here. He does not attend this event. You can see Mohadi over there, but Chwienga does not attend those kind of events. So Chwienga is branding himself as a national leader. And what happened yesterday is that at the end of the session of the Youth League National Assembly, Oppah Muchinguri here, who you see wearing a hat of Mnangagwa. This was yesterday. This picture was taken at the event. She chanted the ED 2030 slogan, which was banned by Chwienga. And then Mohadi went on to chant the same slogan. And Chwienga did not chant that slogan. The youths, they listened to what Chwienga said, and they did not chant the slogan. So yesterday, there was not a single person that chanted the slogan, ED 2030 Vanengewa Chipo. The only person that chanted the slogan is these two, which is Oppah Muchinguri and Mohadi. Those are the only two people that chanted the slogan. Let me show you how the youths tried to get past Chwienga. It's crazy how they did it. They tried to chant the slogan without chanting it. So check out this young man, what he did when it was time to speak, and he knows that Chwienga doesn't want people to chant that slogan.
Kuti ma province ose ari 10 vakaita chisungo kuti aiwa isu sevana veZimbabwe takawanirwa nyasha naMwari tikava naJoshua wedu anove ndiye akapuwa vision naMwari kuti tisvike kunyika yeKenani inove vision 2030. Ndosaka manzwa pano pachitaurwa nyaya yokuti imiyo excellency shuviro yedu isu sevadiki ndeyekuti munge muripo kwete kuvepo chete asi nokutonga nokuti.
Right, so you see what he did there. He is trying to avoid saying Mnangagwa 2030 vanenge vachipo, because that slogan is divisive and it was banned within the party. It has caused so many problems because constitutionally that is illegal. You cannot have Mnangagwa going to 2030 and people should be talking about succession, not talking about Mnangagwa is the only one who is working and everyone else is just sitting there. So this is very important. You must critically watch what is happening in ZANU-PF. There is massive developments taking place, and Chwienga is stamping his authority. The only thing left for Chwienga to do is to build a team. So Chwienga needs to build a team, and that team must come out with a framework for a future government. How does the new government of Chwienga look like after Mnangagwa is gone? How does it deal with the important issues that are affecting the country? Zimbabwe is currently behind. Zimbabwe is the least attractive destination for investments, according to a report which was produced yesterday. Zimbabwe is doing very badly. The currency is collapsing. And international organizations have marked the ZiG as a collapsed currency. So let me take you through that report so that you understand what I'm talking about. So RMB, the top bank in South Africa, has issued a report on all African economies. And Zimbabwe has come last or number 31. There are 54 countries that they assessed, and they only talked about the top 31 countries. And Zimbabwe was number last. So let me take you through what happened. So on your screen, I'm going to put this graph. The most improved country in our region is Zambia. So if you look on the right, you see Zimbabwe is last at number 31. Zambia has done very, very well. They've increased by 3 points. So of all the countries that are on this report, Zambia is the country that has improved the most by 3 points. And I want to show you the graph so that you don't get confused where I'm getting my data. So Zambia, here, on your left, on your right side of the screen, if you look at the points, it's 3 points improvement. And Algeria is the most improved country with 4 points improvement. Zimbabwe has not moved. It's the least attractive country to invest in at minus 0.8. So out of, it's almost 80% the worst country to invest in Africa. Then obviously, Seychelles, Mauritius, Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco, and Ghana, the top countries to invest in. And these are the things that Chwienga will have to deal with. And there are reasons. So the reasons are as follows. So I'm going to put for you again on the screen very quickly. I won't take you through this complicated graph. The biggest problem in Zimbabwe is the currency, forex stability, and liquidity. So I'm going to put these graphs on Gambakwe so that you can have a look at them. That is the biggest problem in Zimbabwe. Economic freedom, which means the ability to do what you want with the cash that you make in Zimbabwe. And then economic complexity. So these are the problems that Chwienga has to deal with in Zimbabwe. The currency is a problem in our country. And Mnangagwa cannot deal with it. They keep coming with different currencies. And socially, they are bringing our country into disrepute with the arrests, the detention of opposition members without trial. And these things is what Chwienga has to deal with. And I think this is where he's going with the branding himself as a national leader and not a party leader. And I hope to see where this goes. How strong is Chwienga? How able is he to move in this direction persistently and consistently on top of the control that he has of the military? Chwienga has massive support within the Zimbabwe military structures. The reason why Chwienga has got support within the military structures is because he's not corrupt. Mnangagwa is very corrupt. His family is very corrupt. And Mnangagwa's family has been involved in massive number of scandals. They do cartel behavior. So the Mnangagwa family is known for cartel behavior. And this is the reason why they don't finish their projects. So this project we're looking at here, this is the Gwebi bridge that they opened yesterday. They've opened this bridge 3 times in the past month. This bridge is one place where they've spent more than 200 million in Harare, and only 11 out of 63 roads have been completed. The Mbudzi interchange is not complete. All the bridges are not complete. And wherever Mnangagwa has done a project, the surrounding projects have not been opened. So it's almost as if they are just interested in taking the money and they go. And this goes for this little bridge here, which was done by Exodus and company. Look at this little bridge. This has taken 3 years to complete, and it's a total mess. This whole thing that I'm showing you here by Exodus and company. Look at the side of the roads. It's not finished. The earthworks are not finished. And this goes for all the projects around the country. That's why you see our country is not doing well, and international people are recognizing the failure under Mnangagwa. But as I said, the worst thing is the arrest and detention of the opposition. Yesterday, masked men started to raid the offices of NGOs in Zimbabwe. And these people, they don't identify themselves. They go and search organizations, and you do not know where they're coming from. So it's crazy what Mnangagwa is doing. And this is why the post-Mnangagwa era is going to be extremely difficult, because eventually the fight between Chwienga and Mnangagwa is going to come out in the open, and whoever moves first is going to come out on top. So let's see if Chwienga is able to go the distance, because what he has started, he must finish. When he stopped wearing these #1 scarves, as you're seeing on that screen, Chwienga is not wearing the #1 scarves. He has refused to chant the slogan, whereas Oppah Muchinguri and Oppah Muchinguri have chanted the slogan. So I think we've covered this enough. I've given you a good 10 minutes of this story. So check out what's going to happen. Very important developments taking place in ZANU-PF, and everything's going to come together very, very soon. What I'm talking about here, you are eventually going to see it in the public, in ZBC, in Chronicle, in Herald. The day you start seeing those reports in those newspapers, you know that it's going down. Then on Monday, this is very important. That's Miss Weekend here. She's going to be the Masters of Ceremony at the SADC function that I told you about. So I hope that I'm not mistaken about the event here. But the Southern Africa Youth Forum has announced that Miss Weekend, whose name is Miss Nonhlanhla Tutani, I didn't know that she was a Miss. Guys must quickly marry this young lady and make her a Mrs. So she is going to be presenting, or she's going to be the Masters of Ceremony at a 2-day event by SADC of non-state actors that is going to take place in it's hybrid, it's remote and also in person. So if you want to register, if you're a journalist, if you are a CSO or NGO, you can register. Go to the Facebook page of SADC to register for this event. And that is going to be an interesting side event for SADC. And as you know, today SADC is starting in Zimbabwe. The SADC senior officials and ministers of foreign affairs are going to be starting in Zimbabwe today. So feel safe. Everything is under control. We need a strategic approach, not chibububu, not the Borarima paper. I was looking at my brother here. sorry, that's not my brother. I'm talking about Prince Duweko's band here. He said it's no longer time to beg him. It's no longer time to dialogue with him. Our target is to completely remove him and the entire system. The street will resolve our problems. We need to push freedom is here. So what I'm talking about here is the time now is not a time for a protest. I've explained to you a long time ago. This is a time to push SADC to complete what they started. So we need a strategic process that is led by leaders. So Nelson Chamisa and the people around him, they must not be pushing a protest right now. They must be pushing SADC to put Mnangagwa on the agenda and to have a roadmap that will lead us to fresh elections as soon as there are reforms. And this is where the effort should be, not on a protest. Other people can protest, but Nelson Chamisa and his team, their focus right now should be to work with what they have got. Chamisa has never been in a more powerful position. SADC has said Mnangagwa rigged. There is the documentation that says Mnangagwa rigged. And SADC now has to do something about it, which is to enforce a dialogue in Zimbabwe, to make a statement on the release of all arrested political prisoners in Zimbabwe. So these things are not things on the street. Other people can go on the street, but we need leaders in the room who are going to be able to push Mnangagwa so that he can concede. Mnangagwa is wrong with what he's doing, and he needs to concede and give concessions to the opposition. Make sure that Zimbabwe is a normal country, and we do not want any more political prisoners. Those things don't happen on the streets. Those things happen inside a room, and a room where dialogue takes place, and where you take demands, solid demands, not slogans and chanting. So I will obviously talk to the guys, and we see that will give them this kind of direction. There is no way that a street march is going to help you at this point. You need to enforce, because Mnangagwa has already been on a document seen to have violated the rules of SADC. Now, I want to go to a trending story. There's a very big trending story right now. So a young Zimbabwean woman has been convicted of love scams. So she is Sherlyn Simms Dzinzi. She's stolen over 1.2 million US dollars in romance scams in the United States of America, where various males would pretend to be in love with a woman. So a lonely American woman would fall in love online with a guy. They would never meet the guy for 6 months or more. And there will be a lot of money will be extracted from these women. Up to 100,000 US dollars was extracted from one woman, including she had to borrow money from all her relatives, and also she had to take loans and pay this guy money after he pretended to be in trouble. So this happened to a lot of women, 1.2 million US dollars. Sherlyn took the money to China and other countries, and she registered companies where they would create fake transactions and take monies into the bank. So that is Sherlyn Dzinzi Simms. She's been arrested and she's trending right now in the United States of America. So that's crazy. I cannot believe it. Then, obviously, in terms of sports, my brother Sharuko is calling this the Maka Maka. So that's Makanaka Charamba and Tapiwanashe Makarau. So you can see where they got the Maka Maka. That's Makanaka and Makarau. So these guys are in the finals, and they've qualified in the finals for 200 meters. So 2 Zimbabwean guys in the final, and one of these guys is probably going to bring in the crown. I hope that they get the gold medal. Look what it's looking like. The guy from Botswana is right at the top there, followed by Kenneth, and then Noah Lyles. So our guys qualified quite in the end here, but I'm sure that they will do very, very well. And if you saw the last race, Tapuana Shemakarau actually came ahead of Chevoko, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to look very, very good. We're going to do very, very well as Zimbabwe. And it's a paradox that now you have to celebrate Charamba. It's crazy. I've got nothing against Charamba. In fact, I've got very close friends called Charamba. I don't know if they're related at all, but I've got nothing against these guys. All I'm saying is they mustn't support murder and arrests and all these kinds of things. That's so prehistoric, what Mnangagwa is doing and the people around him. I do not know if they don't understand where we are in terms of the edge, the advancements that have taken place. There's no way that you can ever get buy-in for anything if you're doing what Mnangagwa is doing. Mnangagwa is destroying our country, and we need a fresh new start and fresh ideas. So under Mnangagwa, the things are not moving at all, and nothing will ever move until we get a new leader in Zimbabwe. I think we've covered everything here for today, and I'll be back here in the evening to give you the updates on SADC. SADC has starting today. And what we want to do is to look at the guys who are in jail at Chikurubi. So all the guys have been sent to Chikurubi with over 120 people, opposition members in Chikurubi right now. More people were arrested yesterday, and these guys are at, my understanding is that they are at Magwegwe police station. That is the guys from Mtwagazi. They've been arrested. More people have been arrested around the country. And we will get the full list, obviously, from people like the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights. These arrests are coming ahead of SADC, and let's see how SADC responds to what is happening in Zimbabwe under Mnangagwa. And no one should be trying to confront Mnangagwa. Don't try to confront Mnangagwa on the street. It helps nothing. So let's look at the comments. Mkoma Peter, you are correcting my English. You like very, very well. Just use very well. I grew up in the rural areas. I went to school at Nebarwe Primary School up to grade 6. And my English was not so good. And it's never so good. But I am a very consistent and persistent person. You see, Kuti, out of all the people that have been around, I've been around for 14 years. And 2040, then the cheapo. So all that matters is whether I deliver or not. Zimbabwe will never grow as long as ZANU-PF is in control. Yes, Mkoma, it's not just about ZANU-PF. We need a strategy for the nation, what is called the competitive advantage. If you look at other countries, they've found a niche that gives them growth. So South Africa, if you look at Cape Town, it's tourism. Gauteng, it's manufacturing and all sorts of exports. And if you look at KZN, they've got tourism, and that is what they do. Mpumalanga, they've got core. In Zimbabwe, you don't have a competitive advantage. You have messed up the tourism sector, which was giving us 8% of GDP. We don't have innovation. If you look at the report that I've given you there, Zambia has got an innovation of 3. They are innovative. They're doing new stuff. If you look at a country like Botswana, they've got diamonds. In Zimbabwe, you don't have something that we can say, this thing brings us together. Because you've taken all your people and you've exported them. The most skilled Zimbabweans are outside the country. So in the UK right now, you've got people that have got degrees, people that are qualified engineers that are cleaning rooms. I'm literally telling you the truth right now. If you go to Australia, you go to New Zealand, people are doing things that they didn't train for. You need to bring all these people back into the country, and then you need a roadmap. That is where Mnangagwa is failing. Mnangagwa will never get it. And that's why you need a transitional period of at least 10 years to bring Zimbabwe where it needs to be. There are countries like South Korea, where they've built full cities in 10 years or 20 years, which have transformed the country. And if you see all the infrastructure that has been done in China in the past 20 years, it's amazing. So what I'm trying to say here is it's just not political change. You also need a transitional period. And that is the dialogue. That is where we need the dialogue. We need to change. We need to stop the fear. We need to stop the backwardness. If you look at Mnangagwa's office, most of the people who are in the office of the president, the security structures, they were there in 1980, 40 years ago. We need a fresh new start. We need to reimagine and re-architecture our country. This is where you need to go. Not all these political slogans that we're seeing on a daily basis. And everyone agrees with what I'm saying here. You need a change of the whole country and to re-architecture it and create something new that will take us forward, just like the Zambians are doing. And they're getting appreciation from all over the world because the banks, they know first where things are happening. If the banks are telling you that Zimbabwe is the worst country to invest in, there is no worse campaigning that you can get than this. Zimbabwe is the one which is -80. And you see countries like Zambia, although they are not at the top, they are rising. So we need to rise and we need to do very, very well. So I would like to thank you, all of you. Please let us all try to find out what's happening in the courts and stay out of trouble. Do not follow people that just talk online. Follow the people you trust and be strategic. We want a new country and we need to force people to do what they're supposed to do. That means the opposition needs to come on the table with ZANU-PF and they need to work on something solid for our country so that we can all do very, very well. So to recap, General Chwienga has refused to chant the slogan ED 2030 Anenga Chipo. Then Mohadi came yesterday and said there's nothing wrong with chanting that slogan. So the only two people that have chanted the slogan is Oppah Muchinguri and Mohadi. The youth of ZANU-PF has stopped chanting that slogan. And also ZBC have stopped covering the ED 2030 slogan. So I hope that we are seeing movement in ZANU-PF. And let's see what Chwienga does next. All eyes are on Chwienga and his next move. The most powerful person right now in ZANU-PF. Let's see if he can come up with a national plan so that our country can develop. And I know that everyone is watching. You can see even Mnangagwa has put his bodyguard between himself and Chwienga. I don't know if he thinks Chwienga can just swing one and hit him with a fist or something, but it's clear things are heating up there in ZANU-PF, and it's been happening for a while now. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again in the evening at the same time, 10 minutes past 9. That is the time when we broadcast in the evening. And if something happens in the afternoon, I'll just come out and do some breaking news. But in very important 7 days we're entering right now. The most important, after these 10 days, SADC will be gone. There'll be nothing to do with SADC. Will be done. Because on the 18th, all of the SADC guys will be out. And today is the 8th. So the most important 10 days ever of our life. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And a good day